I run YouTube in the region, and we talk about how creators are really the heart and soul of our platform, and so it's an honor, first of all, to be here with all of you, and such diverse channels with topics, and that's also the beauty of YouTube. And we talked about this morning at Waves in the inauguration, the aspirations of PM Narendra Modi ji, that he wants to see 1 billion voices rise up from India. And this session is really going to talk about how you all have been taking Indian culture and food and history global. And in one instance, we have Mayo from Japan here. Namaste. I'm scared of... and the mic is there. I'm scared to speak to you in Hindi because your Hindi may actually be better than mine.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है हिंदी में हम बात कर सकते हैं.
Oh wow!
ट्राई करते हैं.
Who is actually taking a lot of Indian culture? She's Japanese, but taking Indian culture to folks in Japan. So maybe we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get interested in India?
Okay, so मैंने हिंदी में पढ़ाई की है. So I majored in Hindi. I did BA because my father used to be a Himalayan climber. He would come to India and he loves India. And when I was thinking what to do in my life, he recommended me to study Hindi. I didn't know anything about India when I made this decision, but thank God I did. And I started, falling in love with Indian culture. I studied in India for 1 year and I got all the love. And then after the graduation, I got the corporate job, which was slightly boring. And that's why I started this YouTube channel so that I don't forget Hindi. So I never thought of becoming like big YouTuber or anything. I just followed my passions, kept studying, and then I don't know why I became a YouTuber. And I've been enjoying making contents about India and Japan because I love both countries, but both countries have, slight misunderstanding when it comes to image perception, the cultures. We have a lot more to learn from each other's countries, so I think I'm enjoying this work right now.
No, that's amazing. And you and I spent some time yesterday at one of our creator events, and I was amazed to hear that you visited more than 40, 50 places in India.
Yeah.
That's way more than I have personally done, so we'll hear more about that later. I'll go to Chef Ranveer Brar. Obviously very popular here. Like there was big applause. Judge at Master Chef. Obviously has very famous restaurants now across the world in Dubai, Canada. He and I were just talking about other businesses that he's going to be expanding into. Maybe you talk about what is the inspiration for you? What is the message that you're trying to take to the rest of the world through food, and what is maybe distinct about your how you're doing it?
I think for me, what I realized was there's this moment of truth when you cook. I call it in Hindi में कहते हैं 2 सांसों के बीच में Sunday. Between 2 thoughts, there's a Sunday. And the best way to get to that Sunday is either you cook or listen to music, right? And after a point in time, when you can't get to cook because you're running restaurants, when I got to cook, I realized that's the only way I could find my Sunday. And then somebody turned the camera on and said, okay, let's share that Sunday with people. So broadly, what I'm out to do is I'm out to just have people find their Sunday in cooking. And that's basically what it is on YouTube.
I mean, I say sometimes I put my hand to the handi. Maybe the tandoor, actually, the only thing I do is actually, I love grilling. It is one of my passions. And like you said, I do find it very cathartic, and I think the attention to detail and, getting to a sense of perfection. So I truly appreciate that. Jeet, amazing. Like, I have 2 boys. One is 14, the other is 5. They're mad about basketball. How can I get them to watch more chess-related content? Is my question to you. But that it's I mean, we're just seeing the diversity here, right, of YouTube and the creator ecosystem here, which is, we went from food, which is obviously a very, very popular category, And we'll talk more about Mayo. She uses a lot of dance and music. But then chess. I mean, this ancient game that is now suddenly gotten revitalized. I mean, do you take all the credit for that?
I would not like to take the credit for that, but I mean, getting to the point, it's a big change because I see a parent here who is saying that he wants to get his children to play chess because generally it's the other way around. Like it's the children who want to play, like who want to get into the game and play chess. So I feel now that because of YouTube and all the other social media platforms, we now have so much visibility that even parents and even grandparents, they are all reviving their love for chess and playing the game. So that's really great because going back maybe when I started off in 2017. That time there were not that many channels who used to like showcase chess. And that was the reason why I started because I actually wanted to learn chess, learn a lot of different strategies and all, but I just couldn't find any content out there. So that's how my journey began. And I just feel that, I mean, it's great that now there is so much of, there's so much of visibility to the game that now the people, their parents, and even children, I mean, every day in India, you hear a new grandmaster coming up and becoming a grandmaster at the age of 10, 12, 13. I mean, it's just, it's out of the world right now. And I think it's a big credit goes to YouTube for that because, again, it's not a physical sport like we were just discussing. Physical sport has its own like nuances and a lot of things that, attract the viewers. But to showcase chess in a different way, analyzing people's minds, that's something I think that's quite great about the game and this platform as a whole. So yeah, I mean, I think this should be, chess is just going to go up from here, especially with all the social media platforms.
So, I mean, I'm curious. So obviously there's probably a proliferation of chess-related channels on YouTube. Chess is an ancient sport here, centuries of history. Is there something distinct in the way that you talk about chess or teach chess? People talk about, mathematical techniques that, Korean math versus Chinese math versus Vedic math. I'm just asking out of personal curiosity. Maybe the crowd is interested in hearing as well. Is there a distinct Indianness to how we talk about chess or teach chess?
Yeah, I just think that in terms of chess content, and when we talk about YouTube specifically, I just feel that the main essence of it is to keep things simple because chess is a very complex game. I mean, everyone knows if you try to get into too many variations, into too many, this line, that line, it becomes a lot more complicated. So what I try to do is I try to make things simple, but at the same time, I also try to make it a little more fun because I use some metaphorical phrases. I try to make comparisons. I'm a very big follower of cricket, so I use those nuances, those expressions over here as well, which I think resonates with the audiences, and I think that's something that the audiences enjoy because the main essence of YouTube is also that people want to learning plus entertainment. That is the thing. So I just try to have a mix of both so that the audiences can cater to that.
Yeah. And then Akash, you, Indian Farmer, such a popular channel. Like, who would have thought that farming as a genre would become, such a huge success? So, tell us a little about, what made you pick that category. It doesn't seem kind of normal or, just when you look around what's popular, but obviously there's deep interest that people have all over the world in, farming techniques. And, this is obviously, India has a rich history of that. So, what got you started? What has surprised you? I know a lot of the interest in your channel is not just in India, but from outside of India as well.
We started this back in 2018, I think around 7-8 years ago. Back then there were no many channels around farming. I think we are one of the few who started making content around agriculture. Why we started? Because we wanted to do something that resonated with our own identity, our own values, or something which we could be, would love to do. And back then, I think coming from a rural background, me and my co-founder, we were rooted in the soil, and we really wanted to do something that we will do for our own folks. That's one part. And he was doing farming, and we saw tremendous problems. We were trying to learn these techniques and everything. We traveled all over the places, and we were trying to find some resources, but back then it was not possible. And we were one of the few progressive farmers in our area So that the thought came to our end that even we, the youngsters, we face these problems. What about others? Then we tried to make videos and educate other farmers. The vision we have is to make farming more sustainable, profitable, and residue-free, which will eventually give all of us a clean and healthy food. For my primary motivation is to get clean food on my table. Currently, whatever food we eat, we don't know how much chemicals or whatever what is inside in that. So that's the primary agenda. That's why we started. Currently, we are educating farmers around different farming techniques, technology, AI, IoT, everything. And we started with one phone at our own farm, and currently we are having 10 million farmers connected with us all over social media.
Yeah, no, amazing. I love the fact that, it's about clean food and how do we, do that in a more responsible way, which was, when you said that to me, was very inspiring. I'll go back to you, Mayo. We already know you speak Hindi and you love Indian culture. And, you travel across the country.
Yes.
And, you're in some sense representing Indian culture to your fans back in Japan.
Yes.
Like, how do you do that in a way that is responsible? Both countries have very
Right.
deep tradition.
Yes.
And I'm sure you think about that.
Yes,
It's about
very much.
preserving that, but at the same time translating it in a way that resonates with Japanese audiences and fans. So you must have some secret sauce that makes you do that successfully.
Secrets, I don't know. But yes, I take the responsibility very seriously because whenever I make content for international audience, at the end of the day, I'll be representing Japan or India. So if let's say if I make super offensive video towards India and then it got 20 million views or something, then they will see me not as Mayo, but as Japanese person. Okay, this Japanese girl is saying this or something like that. So I try to consider it as people-to-people diplomacy. I want to take this matter very seriously. So I tell myself, okay, this is people-to-people diplomacy. You have to behave well. You have to do research very well. And so I have two things keep in mind all the time. One, I do not say negative things about other countries. Yes, every country has problem in any various problems, right? But I can talk about negative stuff about Japan because I'm Japanese and I know as much as I can about that matter. So I can be a little bit critical about it. But when I'm talking about India or any other country, maybe I don't know the full story about it. So it's very dangerous for me to make comments on it. And I feel like rather than focusing on such, aspects, I want to spread positivity and explore the culture, beautiful culture, and then tell that to the world. So that's one, no negativity on my channel. And the second is do my own research, full research. So of course on internet and books, also I'm in touch with Japanese embassy and the Japanese Indian embassy. Whenever I have slight questions about anything, I try my best to reach out to someone who knows better than me and clarify. I think that's the responsibility I should take. And honestly, if you look up India in Japanese language on YouTube, there are many negative videos about India as well. For example, the perception of India for Japanese people is more like Varanasi or some old Delhi, a little bit chaotic area. It's also beautiful, but India has, for example, Bangalore, Mumbai, the cities, technology. There are so many aspects in one country, but oftentimes the foreign media focuses on one specific aspect of India, and I don't like it. I want to change it. So I do my best to explore as much as possible within India or even Japan and try to show many aspects of the country and then see how, I want to explore. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, it's great that, because sometimes you can cover a topic but do it in a very kind of superficial way. And it seems like you really, you said you do your research, and I'm sure that that's also what your fans really appreciate, that when they get to consume it, it's coming from a very authentic place. So that takes me to the next one for Chef Brar, because you have mentioned that food evolves, and we shouldn't get stuck on authenticity. which is the opposite of what I just said. So I'm curious, as you present Indian cuisine globally, how do you navigate between the line of preserving those traditional techniques and flavors, but at the same time innovating or adapting those dishes for international tastes or for another generation?
So I think as somebody who's a responsible voice for a cuisine and culture of a country, I feel it's my responsibility to project what I think is the correct way of doing things, and project it with passion and romance that I have for it. And then at the same point in time, also understand that the medium that I'm working with allows people to express themselves through it. And then to be able to give them the leeway to say, hey, you know what, this is how you do it, and this is the beauty of it, but do it your way, because you have your own journey. And, that's the difference between a lot of other segues and YouTube, is that the connect with YouTube is that two-way connect where people feel he has the confidence in us to leave us with something, and we can take that journey forward. And that's how I see it. I see it as, this is what I know about, this is my soft powers, my culture. I'll project it in the best knowledge that I have, but I will not tell you that it's dictatorial. The medium of cooking is not dictatorial, it's expressive. Go do your thing, and come back to me and tell me how it went, and we'll work around it. I think, and that is the beauty of evolution, right? And that is the beauty of moving in with the times. And probably that's why a lot of people who study outside of India, one of the biggest people that I connect to are students, Indian students who go outside of India and study. They say they look for my recipes. And they don't have huge kitchens, so they probably are not as exhaustive as I am with cooking. But they find themselves in that expression. And I think that's the beauty of both the platform and understanding what your responsibility is and where do you leave it.
Yeah, I think one word particularly that resonated with me was passion. And this is something that I say all the time. I meet creators from all across the region, and one thing that always stands out for me is how deeply passionate they are about the topic that they're talking about. And and this is also kind of the roots of YouTube in longer form programming. You talked about research, you talked about passion. It manifests itself. And I think fans come to YouTube also because of they want deeper connections, the authenticity matters to them, and that's a big differentiator from a lot of social media stuff we see.
Yeah. So I think the difference is what I call touch, move, and inspire. There are platforms which inspire you. There's some that probably touch you, but this is a singular platform that touches you, moves you, and inspires you. And when you
I didn't pay him to do that.
And when you put it together, passion is a heady mix of being touched, moved, and inspired. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Akash, over to you. You talked about some of the motivations around why you started. We're also a two-way medium. I'm sure you look at your comments. I'm curious, do you get comments from outside of India? Yeah. And what do people say? What has surprised you in how this content has been received by folks outside of the country?
Actually, the point is...
This was not in the script. I just asked, so hopefully you don't mind. I'm actually just asking questions that I find interesting to myself, so hopefully you guys find them interesting as well.
No, it's quite an interesting question. We have around 15 to 20% audience out of India, even though we do content in Hindi. The main part is that food is something everyone is interested in. You need to know how it's been made or how it's been grown and everything. So food is something that resonates with each and everyone all over the globe. I think it's part of the evolution. So everyone is deeply, it's in a DNA sort of. You know something about agriculture. So that's one part. Second part is what videos we do. We do them live in the farm. We are not doing them in the studio or something. We are not presenting tutorials. We are going actually in the fields and we are showing this is how we are harvesting cucumber, or we are, planting tomatoes and everything. So those natural videos, they connect with other farmers and other folks all around the globe, even though they don't understand the language, but they know this is how it's done and all of that. The harvesting videos we do, like, if I'm harvesting mangoes, there are tons and thousands of mangoes. So everyone is interested to watch that. It's very, very, satisfactory thing to watch. So that's how our audience is connected. Then the DIY tools we do, which is called Jugaad in India, they are quite popular all over. I think few of our videos were trending in 2-3 countries. So yeah, that's something is interesting for everyone.
No, thank you for sharing that. Jeet, we heard this morning, some of the aspirations. There's so much depth of culture and talent here in India as a country, and some of the aspiration was, how do we ensure that we are truly globalizing some of that? I'm curious, like, when you think about non-Indian audiences, are there techniques or anything that you do in particular to try to address the needs of those international audiences, or hold on to them, or build that subscriber base?
I don't go specifically for international audiences, but if I look at it, the love for chess is worldwide. Like, it's there to the same extent in each and every country, even if, be it India, be it any other country, China, Denmark, Germany. You have a lot of countries. I have audiences from different countries. US, there's a big audience chunk from US as well. So every country has the same kind of passion, the same level of passion for the game. What I have noticed, I don't see the thing that connects everyone to my videos and even to the other content creators is the love for chess. That's the main thing. And even around chess, there are different types of audiences. Some love the game analysis kinds of videos. Some love tricks and traps. Like, for example, I'm playing with someone, I just want to defeat my friend, and just, with a trick or trap or something, I just want to have some fun banter with my friends. So, there are different topics in chess, but there's no specific as such which is relevant to a particular country. So the game of chess connects everyone. That is one thing. Now the thing is that when I'm trying to make videos, my topic is generally more educational, more tricks and traps related videos. And my idea is to target the beginner and intermediate level players, because that is the majority of the population across the globe. Because people love to play chess, and I just feel that at some times people just make it too complicated. And most of the people don't want to compete at a high level. They just want to play chess, have fun, enjoy the game. If you do well, you go to a particular level, that's a different thing. But people just start off with the love for the game. Like we started off as the passion for content creators. So I try to, serve them that kind of content where they can enjoy. And eventually when they get better with time, they can go to the high level chess and, get deeper into the complexities. But yeah, I just try to make good beginner friendly, intermediate level friendly videos so that I try to get in more people to the game so that they can watch.
So you've got a specific targeting strategy as far as your audience, which is helpful. Chef Brar, you've got an incredibly diverse portfolio, like restaurants, numerous endorsements, books, TV shows, etc. Right? And of course, an incredibly successful YouTube channel. How do you approach brand partnerships to ensure that they align with your values, and then maintain the trust that you built with your, fans and and audiences on your channel? As increasingly ads, obviously we are a big contributor of that. We've talked about how I think in the last 3 years we've paid out 21,000 crores, to our partners here in this market. But increasingly for a lot of creators, brand partnerships and shopping in commerce and in the fees that they make from that are becoming even more important. So this is an important question. Maybe folks in the industry or creators here, given that, because there is this, the ability to make money, but at the same time staying authentic and being true to your values.
So my response is strictly personal. If it works, it's one of those jackets. If it works, I always tell my team, start by saying no. First of all, once you say no, and then they come back to you, then they're in it for you, not because of the transaction. I think that's the first thing that we do. We first say no. And now the trick's out of the bag. So all these brands who are watching it are like,
he's just playing hard to get. The price just went up.
I think there is a certain value system that we've also built on YouTube, which essentially is taking Indian food to the world. And also there are places where people allow you to express yourself and get a brand in. If brands really want to associate with us, I think it's a very value-based association. If the brand's goal aligns with ours, it is to take Indian food outside, it's to reach out to people that we reach out to in the most authentic way possible. Relationship first, transaction later. Then we work with them, and I think the good thing is the ecosystem allows you to do that. It allows you to. I'm sorry, I'll always be a long form freak, but a long form format allows you to do that. It allows you to people to really get you, and when they really get you, they will believe you, because they're seeing you. They're not seeing snippets of you. They're seeing you as you are, and I think that really works for YouTube.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And we hear this consistently across the board in any market that you go in. This exact what you just said, and the alignment between the brand's values and your own value, and that's when it actually works out the best, and how important that is. Mayo, we talked about how you have traveled to all corners of India.
Yes.
I'm curious, is there a particularly insightful or unexpected discovery you've made about India or its culture that you want to share with all of the folks here?
Traveling India is full of unexpected things, so it's really hard to pick one. But okay, I'm gonna say about one very big difference between India and Japan. So while traveling India, I met so many people in India, and as a Japanese person, I'm shy. I'm struggling, this kind of event because it's not in my blood to come up to someone stranger and say hello, start talking. That's not a very Japanese thing. But Indian people are very friendly, not shy at all. They, ask ask me, oh, where are you from and how is it going? And they're very, very helpful. If I'm facing some problem, they always help me. And they are very kind, helpful. And now I travel all over India, but there are so many houses that I can stay. So I hardly stay in a hotel. So which says something. Whenever I come to Mumbai, I stay at my host family's place. And it's amazing. We never, Japanese people are not used to say, just stay at my place. It's nice. We never say that, but it's the culture, communication culture is completely different, and I like it. So Japanese people are shy, also not so, it takes time to get, friends, actually. So we don't really open our hearts and say, let's be friends in one day or something. It takes time, and it's good as well. But so long story short, whenever I come to India, I feel home. Actually, I don't feel like I'm a stranger. I feel very welcomed, and that's a very good feeling and quality in Indian people. And because of those supports, I love being a content creator in India as well. So that was very unexpectedly heartwarming. The India was so.
Yeah, the hospitality. Thank you.
Hospitality.
I found that fascinating when you shared with me that I asked her where she was staying. She was like, "Oh, I'm staying with my host family in Mumbai," which was amazing to hear. I don't think any hotel brands are going to be lining up to do a brand deal with you. Okay, I'm going to change gears a little bit. Everyone's talking about AI, the advent of AI. How we're leveraging that at YouTube is to try to figure out how do we supercharge our creator tools, give you, make it easier for you to create. I'm curious, we've got things like AI dubbing. Are you guys using any of those tools or strategies? Like, have you started dubbing or translating your content into multiple languages yet? Are you looking forward to it? Maybe this is just for all of you. Like, where are you? When you think about AI and the AI tools out there? You can start.
Yes. I think they are very, very useful tools. I think they can 10x or 100x our growth. They will help us to grow that much. I think we have tried some of them, subtitling and dubbing, but we are not utilizing them fully. But yeah, we have tried them, and we're expecting, to use them with full power, so we can reach to the masses. I think beyond country.
Chef Brar, have you used?
Yeah, we have some tools, but I think the fun with AI that we sort of have started having as a team is we try and use AI across the creative spectrum. So right from the time that we're creating a concept to the time we're editing it and putting it out and then subtitling it. I think, and that's the joy. I mean, I look forward to an ecosystem within YouTube that allows you to support a creator not just towards the end part of the programming ecosystem, but something that sort of starts with, hey, what do I do today, right? And I think that right now we're jumping platforms to be able to do that, and it'll be great to sort of to see a 360 AI integrated, supercharged solution. Taking your words, if we can do that, yeah.
Awesome, Mayo, you.
So when it comes to creating ideas and doing research, I have been using AI and it's really helpful. But when it comes to AI dubbing and subtitle, since my strength has been always me speaking Hindi and the language has been advantage, and now the language barrier will be very lower.
Oh yeah.
So I'm also at the same time very scared because my brand, the advantage will be a little bit weakened. So I feel like I should work harder to be more creative and be more unique when it comes to content creations. So, and on the other hand, I speak only Hindi and English. And if I'm talking about reaching Indian audience, there are many other languages like Telugu, Tamil, and I can also deliver information about Japan to those audience. So I guess it could be advantage and disadvantage at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited and scared, but let's see.
But that's a really interesting point but having spent like the last day chatting with you, I think there's only one and only Mayo, so you don't have to worry about it for now.
Okay, I'll sleep well tonight.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what Ranveer said that, I mean, we use AI tools on and off on different platforms. I think YouTube has it in different places, like even for research, you have those topics that you suggest, then you have, I mean, in terms of at the end, you have these dubbing features that are coming up, subtitling and all. But I think slowly and gradually we are getting that there, like in the last 2 years since all this has come up, we are quite speeding up, and the AI tools, I'm sure that we will have all this in one place and we'll be able to utilize YouTube fully for that, because we already have all the formats over here, like long form, short form. It's just a matter of time, I think we will be there, inevitably.
Yeah. I think we're close to wrapping up, so maybe last question for all of you. If there are creators in the room, they look at you and the success you've had, maybe 2 or 3 things that you would want to share with all of them on your secrets to building an amazing YouTube channel, having fans all over the world, becoming international ambassadors. So yeah, maybe we'll close with that.
So I always say, and this is my pet peeve, and I'll start on this, don't chase formulas, algorithms, chase your dreams and be yourself. I think that is very, very important if we're starting off. Fortunately, if you started off 10 years ago, you would really not have these conversations are very content-first conversations. Today, there are formula-based conversations, crack the code, chase the algorithm, beat the algorithm, and so on and so forth. I think it's very important to chase your dreams. And fortunately, YouTube allows you the time to do that. It allows you, it doesn't really stifle you up to say, finish off in 5 minutes. That I think is very, very important. And second thing is being yourself and sticking to it. I think that also, everybody is looking to connect to the authentic you. And I think if you are yourself and you stick to it long enough, it is just, I always say, if the water is at 100 feet, you can dig 25 holes of 25 feet each, or just keep digging and you'd get to it. I think that's basically my answer. Just be yourself and stick to it and get there.
We'll just go down.
Well, Ranveer said everything I was gonna say, but eventually, yeah. So now that all the editing, everything is getting easier. Like 5 years ago, it was not easy to create a video, and edit everything. But right now, everyone can be a YouTuber if they want to. And at the end of the day, it's only you. So I don't recommend anyone, like new YouTubers, to strategize something, because it's not gonna continue. It takes a lot of passion and hard work. So whatever, if you are doing something you love and passionate about, then you can continue and you can grow, and maybe the person can be a big YouTuber. But if you are trying to, build, okay, I'm gonna grow, what should I choose? So that's not gonna go well, in my opinion. As a person who just followed passion, didn't aim to become a YouTuber, that's my suggestion to a new YouTuber.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree. I mean, whether that's, I've always said, if you're going to work on something, you have to be passionate about it. And one of the things that always strikes me, and we do events, all the time, is just how hard our creators work. I mean, they are on it all the time. We'll have a long day's event, and then they'll be like, we got to go because we have to edit, or I have to write the script for. So, I think the appreciation doesn't exist for that. So thank you for sharing that. And then that means if you're unhappy doing what you're doing, then that doesn't make sense. So,
I haven't had any holiday for the past 5 years, I think, like full holiday, but I'm happy about it because
every time you're in India, there's a holiday.
I know, so every day is a holiday for me as a YouTuber. So I have no regret and I'm enjoying.
Okay. Jeet.
Yeah, I just think, most of the points are already covered, but I think the most important thing, I find a lot of people who want to create content, they have a lot of plans, but they don't start making it. Like, they just have it in their head, but
so
they
just
don't
do it.
Go ahead.
There's
and
no perfect idea. I think that's...
Yeah, so you need to strike it every time. You need to learn from your mistakes. That is very important, because I meet a lot of people, a lot of family friends who just ask, I want to become like this, but then I ask them, have you done something? They say, no, I have a lot of plans. I'll do this, then I'll do this, then I'll do that. But eventually, they are not doing anything. So that is the thing. You need to start somewhere. And you need to, you get better with practice. That's how it is. It's there with everything. It's there with YouTube as well. You have to keep doing it, and then you will figure it out. And you cannot have a secret formula like Ranveer mentioned earlier as well. You need to make content that you're truly passionate about. That is very important, because if you try to I find people who also say that, okay, this is a trending topic, now I can make something on this, but the trend will end. A trend always has an end. So it will just go away, and then you don't have anything to make. So whatever you like, leave the algorithms to themselves. Algorithms are smart enough to figure out where is the audience, and however niche you are, people sometimes also feel that this is a very niche topic, this is only something I am interested in. But you don't know that across the globe, there are crores and millions and billions of people like you who are interested in the same and very same thing. Like, coming to my example, when I started chess, there weren't many content creators who created chess content. But with time, those people who were hiding somewhere or they didn't have anything to watch, once that content kept coming in, we saw that there was a large, huge audience for chess as well. So yeah, that's something the new people who are trying to make content should figure out.
Yeah. We'll finish with you.
Okay, I actually agree with all of these points. One is authenticity, which is actually the most important thing. Second, it's consistency is the real algorithm, I think. Consistency is the real algorithm. But third thing I would like to add to this is, as a content creator, we should think beyond content. Doing content for being just for the videos or content will not work that much. You need to think bigger. the primary agenda or the primary motivation we are doing content is not just for the videos. We are building the movement for clean food and sustainability, and that's the whole motivation. That's what makes me get up from the bed and do content. Otherwise, I'll burn out eventually. But yeah, that's the main, like, think as an entrepreneur or try to build something, because content allows you to do that. As he said, like, touch, move, and inspire. So the movement should be there. Otherwise, it's just motivation.
Yeah, great. So I think we're at time. I want to thank all of you so much for being here, sharing your wisdom with everyone. I think we had 100 million channels in India uploaded a video over the last year. I mean, hopefully with all the wisdom that you've shared, we can truly take that to 1 billion in the near future. So thank you so much. Truly appreciate it.
So much.